Hello and welcome back to It's New. Yep, Greg. It's too much of Greg, so we had to, just can't get too much of him in the same week. So anyway, hope he's doing well. Mordy, what are you talking about?
The way you said that makes it like you feel like hope he's doing well, like you've like thrown him into a dumpster somewhere and discarded his body. Hope he's doing
No,
well. Okay. Barely index. I can barely keep my mouth shut about this topic.
I'll be covering Google Search Console. Added a new 24-hour data comparison view and some hot tomatoes or tamales on Core Web Vitals going on right now. What do you got?
So, who's making changes in your Google Ads account? Who knows?
Very nice. All right, Mordy, whenever you're ready.
All right, this is from John Mueller, as reported by Barry Schwartz over on SERoundtable.com. Barry even wrote, "This is not new." I don't even know what we're thinking. I feel like we live in a sandcastle in the sky as digital marketers, but here we go. John wrote, if you're hosting your site on a strong hosting platform in a technically valid way, you can test it, blah, 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 blah. If it's barely getting indexed, it's often a sign that our systems aren't convinced about the site overall. I'll continue to go on. These situations are hard, blah, 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 blah. They wrote, obviously, every site in business is different. Looking at those reading on SER, SEL, SEJ, etc. Wow. You made the cut, Barry.
Amazing.
Big time. It just sometimes feel like focus on building out a topic, ranking pages for the topic when their business actually not directly tied to random web traffic for that topic. I feel like marketers live in an alternate reality where they feel they can walk down the street. I sent to Will Reynolds yesterday. They can punch people in the face, walk back around and say, "Hi, would you like to buy my product?" without even blinking an eye.
It's interesting. I mean, when you do something on a checklist over and over and over and over again, you're right. It's just what you're supposed to do. They're tasked to write content on certain topics. The topics might be a little bit too far off. The question here, so on this specific topic, it seems like John Mueller is saying the reason the site's not trusted overall and there's indexing issues, the site's not trusted overall and that results in indexing issues is because the content on that site is a little bit or significantly off topic of their overall site and what it does. So yeah, I mean, this is something that Google's talked to you about before. When you see indexing issues, it could be a sign of quality issues. What are quality issues? Usually around content. So
I literally talked about this SMX in 19, 20. I remember before the COVID, during COVID, like when it first started.
yeah, it's been going on for a while. So yeah, I mean, if everything technically sound with your website and you're having problems being indexed, it might be a trust issue. Why is there a trust issue? Could be content. Probably not links these days, but used to be links. So we'll see. And then on the Search Console front, this morning, just a couple hours ago, Google started to roll out a new 24-hour data comparison view in the performance report. You can now compare the last 24 hours to the previous period and also compare the last 24 hours week over week. A lot of people spotted this before Google announced it, and then Google announced it about a couple hours later, basically saying, to better help you monitor the recent performance of your content, we're launching a 24-hour view in Search Console performance reports and improving the freshness of the data. We're rolling out these changes to all properties gradually over the next few months, so you might not see it right away. I think pretty much everybody sees it right away. I haven't seen anybody saying I don't see it. Google said this should help you find how your pages and queries are performing in the recent time frame, the performance of content you recently published, and what search queries are driving your users to your content in the last 24 hours. So this should be a pretty good update. Of course, Google also put in there the freshness was improved. So I'm not sure when that was actually improved, but it's funny also to me that Google didn't want to write out the word Search Console in their first paragraph. They wrote SC.
Save time, speak less.
Anyway, this is good. So definitely take a look at that data. It's useful. And then on the Core Web Vitals side, over the past couple of days, we noticed that, I guess first, Rafael Rubio noticed that there was a significant drop in the number of reported URLs that need improvement and reported good URLs in the Core Web Vitals report. And he asked John Mueller what's going on, and John Mueller said it's all fine, everything is good. There's some confusion what's going on. Everybody's seeing this. If you go to your Core Web Vitals report in Google Search Console and you then look at the mobile or desktop report, you'll see like around July 11th, 10th, 12th, whatever, there's a significant drop in those two URLs. The question is why? And John's like, this is just normal data fluctuations and normal updates and so forth. Barry Pollard from Google basically said they are investigating stuff, but the stuff that they're investigating after I posted that said it's probably unrelated to what they're investigating previously. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. But if you see this, you're not alone. And don't worry, Core Web Vitals has nothing to do with core updates and has very, very little impact, if at all, on your rankings. So don't freak out about these changes. It's fine.
That's good to know because I've spent all my time optimizing Core Web Vitals up until now.
And then you went ahead and punched somebody in the face, walked around.
Punched him in the face, and Google's killed all the URLs and said, literally, there's nothing to see here. I don't know where to make sense of this whole story. They don't really matter. Everyone gets, and then Google said, no, there's nothing. There's everyone's seeing the same thing, and there's nothing happening.
I just wish it didn't happen during a core update. Because the amount of people are going to point to this and say, oh, core update, my rankings dropped because of my Core Web Vitals. I'm like, oh, great.
Oh, you're right. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it's like classic Google. Anyway, there's lots of ghosts hanging around here, I think, Anu.
There might be because we've got what's her name? Samara Hart. She posted on X about how she's seeing that a random user titled AdWords Administrator is making changes in her account. So maybe you need to check out, check that out, check your change history in terms of, the random changes that are happening. And so, even someone else as on Reddit as, Barry Schwartz wrote on the SE Roundtable saying that, when consulting Google Ads change history, a mysterious AdWords administrator popped up in the change overview while all other users were listed by email address, and this one appears only as AdWords administrator. So is anyone else seeing that? I think you tagged Jenny Marvin on this on X. Barry. Has she responded yet? I don't think so.
Not yet. I mean, I suspect it might be related to somebody who deleted their account maybe in the past, and now there's no user account there anymore.
No.
Or maybe it's some tool, but I would think it would show a tool or an API change. My guess, if I had to put my money on it, it was a deleted user account from somebody in the past that no longer has an account, and then it shows up as that. And I find those. Sorry.
So I don't know because even in like the PPC Live, our WhatsApp chat, this has shown up. This has been talked about before about how they were saying that a random Google person could actually make changes to their account and without needing permission. So I don't know whether I do think they could be something to do with Google.
You guys should bet on this.
I hope not. I hope we're going to bet. And it's interesting. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah, Ginny hasn't responded yet, but hopefully she'll respond soon. I don't know. Just it seems scary, like you said, to have somebody just changing stuff, especially ghosts. Ghosts are scary.
Yeah, for sure.
You got a call.
Any event, thanks so much for being with us today at It's New. We're back tomorrow with more It's New. Have a great, safe day. Bye-bye.
Check your Core Web Vitals.